There was a time when words meant something.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
When the right words could change the world.
I have a dream.
The ability to stand before strangers and speak out is almost a lost art.
It's a form of magic that is about to disappear on the planet.
So we went out to see for ourselves. Are there great speakers out there?
I'm a talk show host.
I'm a teacher.
Life coaching.
Truck driver.
People who had a message and the ability to share it.
The very thing that has hurt us the most is the very thing that we can use to help other people.
We traveled the country looking for our messengers. Thousands answered the call.
Chuck! Yeah.
We chose the 10 best.
Stand for something. Turn your woulds, your coulds, your shoulds, your oughtas into musts.
10 voices.
I got you on my mind.
Stand up for justice.
From 10 different walks of life.
After 9/11, I replaced the black man as the most feared man in America.
With 10 different messages to share.
Hello, I'm Tim Bader. Welcome to the Messengers.
Your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone who cares. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith.
The Messengers has one simple goal: to find America's next great inspirational speaker. We chose 10 finalists and brought them here to Los Angeles.
Every week, the Messengers will be led on a field trip. These excursions into the outside world will give our messengers an opportunity to experience life from other sides.
We don't have homes, you do!
To walk a mile in another's shoes.
Oh, where'd they go?
A chance to reflect upon the human condition.
Most folks have never seen death like they're going to see it here.
There's the brain.
At the end of every field trip, the messengers will be given their speaking topic for that show.
Topic is hope.
Struggle, perseverance.
Forgiveness.
They will deliver their speeches in front of a live studio audience who will vote on who they think did the best job. The speaker with the least amount of votes will be eliminated. The winner of the Messengers will be awarded a book publishing deal and a chance to host their own television special right here on TLC. Let's meet our 10 Messengers. A spoken word artist from Chicago, Illinois, Cornelius C. Flowers. A surfer and upcoming self-help guru from San Clemente, California, Kent Healy. An Alabama-born writer and apartment manager, Angelica Osborne. A day trader from Los Angeles, Iman Mafi. A down-home pastor and construction worker from Waco, Georgia, Robert Rutherford. A street-smart crisis counselor from Carlsbad, California, Zahava Zadoff. A substitute teacher and inspirational speaker from Nashville, Tennessee, Daryl Van Leer. She works with the homeless in her hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, Danae Badio. She's an ex-Raiderette cheerleader and spiritual seeker, Los Angeles resident Karen Michael. A self-described human being from Burbank, California, Floyd Nolan.
The Messengers is all about giving great speakers a chance to be heard. We wanted to give our 10 finalists something to speak about, a chance to turn profound experience into meaningful words. That brings us to our first field trip. When these 4 women and 6 men got on the bus, they had no idea where they'd be getting off. All right, guys, you ready for your first field trip?
Yeah, ready.
Hello, everyone. You're about to be challenged to see life from another side. If you look out these windows, you can see that there's a lot of poverty, a lot of homeless people. And the next 24 hours, that's gonna include you. You guys are gonna be living and sleeping on these streets. And right now, you better listen to the guy behind the wheel. His name is Orlando, and he is anything but just a driver. I'm all finished here. I wish you guys the best, but I'm off.
Listen up, you guys. I used to live out here on these streets. First thing I want you to know, this is a community. These people out here will take care of each other, and they might take care of you. Homelessness is hard work, man. There's a couple things that you might want to know before you get off this bus. Right around 3:30 or 4, if you head back towards the toy district, there'll be some cardboard boxes. I'd grab a couple of those if I were y'all. You're gonna need something warm to sleep in tonight. Around 4:30, there's a place called the Midnight Mission. They serve about the best meal you're gonna get down here. I advise you to get in that line and don't be late. You know, one thing I want you to remember as you walk out, that this community worked for you. There's some good folks out here. Come on, let's go. Roll out. You know, in 24 hours here on Skid Row, almost anything can happen. This is one of the highest concentration of homeless people, but it's also one of the most violent, volatile communities that we have in Los Angeles. And so anybody that spends 24 hours out here, they're gonna be changed.
It's 5th Street. You're going to be near Alvarado and all of this stuff. This area is called Skid Row.
This ain't no damn zoo. And these are human beings. They had a hard time in their life, and somebody ought to fix it.
Tonight, my friend.
Wait. Hold on.
Her baby in the car.
This area needs to change, that's all. I don't know what's gonna change it. It's a damn shame for people to be sleeping on the streets like this.
Goodness gracious.
Now we're going back to New Orleans.
You want to go back to New Orleans? Are you from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Hope gives you a picture.
There you go.
We're not from a lesser God, and we shouldn't be judged. And people that shun us and look down on us and step on us and think we're trash, those are the first people that should take a better look at themselves.
Hi there.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. My name's Angelica.
And what do you do, Angelica?
Tonight I have to sleep on the streets.
Why is that, darling?
Because this TV show for the Learning Channel, and they want us to experience what it's like to be cold and.
That ain't, no, that ain't, you're
No,
not
I know it's not.
Let me break you first, then go sleep on the street.
And that's when he got mad because he knows that I'm privileged and that I can't experience his life, and he just started yelling that he was gonna break my ass. Why would you want to break my ass?
Experience sleeping on the sidewalk.
I'm really embarrassed. I feel stupid. It just shook me up. It just shook me, that's all. I just got shook. I'm such a wussy.
Oh, wow.
They know we're privileged. They know.
They know we're going home.
We're 10 miles from Beverly Hills. We're 10 miles from the nicest, most richest area. And these people have been neglected, and it's unfair for them to have to live in these conditions while other people live in such wonderful conditions.
Are we going to get our cardboard?
Are we supposed to be going to get cardboard?
Yeah, it's 3:30 right now.
Okay, well, let's go Toy District.
Oh, no. It's his. Hey, Karen.
Just one box,
I'm sorry. She didn't know it was yours, buddy.
We have hit pay dirt.
You sure? Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, we did the same.
I'm feeling the pressure, though.
The pressure of what?
Like just the sun going down, and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be cold soon.
Honey, I'm just hoping we don't get our ass beat in line at the mission. That's
Let's
what
get settled.
This is where we live at.
There's heat emanating right here.
Yeah, I'll do the front.
Yeah, let everyone go.
Please let us be last.
I didn't even see them up there.
Okay, dear Lord, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to eat this food, and make sure none of us take it for granted. Amen.
Amen. Amen again.
Well.
Let's go back home, guys.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعليه الله أكبر سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
What's wrong, Andrea? What's wrong, sweetie?
Oh, honey.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Get your hands off me! We don't have homes, you do!
How can I get into your world unless somebody talks to me? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never gonna
Z.
be my world.
She's been
I've been on the damn street since I was 11 years old, damn it!
I understand.
Can you come closer so I can hear you?
You hear me? Just listen. Do you think we want to be rats?
No, I don't.
We do not like this.
No, sir.
Hey, buddy.
We do not even need this. Right now, I'm speaking to corporate America. You don't even have water fountains on any block in this damn city, but you got a damn liquor store in my neighborhood on every damn block. And you take my money out the city and then tell me you when I come to your store.
Will you come sit down?
I will not sit down. I'm going to tell you how it feels. And damn it, why should we have it when this is the most richest place in the world?
I don't count.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
We thank you for this. Please let them know.
You can't think to yourself that you can grasp the entirety of that situation and being there for just one night. So I disconnected myself from everybody else and I stood in the corner. It doesn't connect with me, you know, to have a little camp out on Skid Row, the third world in the United States.
These people live and die and nobody ever knows about them, Jack. This cat right here, he probably ain't getting nothing to eat today. So I'm not gonna eat. I ain't gotta eat nothing for one night. And the rest of the world don't know nothing about this, man.
Shine down on me, shine down on me, but don't fade away. Doesn't anybody notice life in this place, planet Doom? Hold me, touch me, make it real again.
We struggle, but we survive, whether you like it or not.
Get out of my face! Get the f out!
We gotta deal with things in this area like we're in jail. With the shelters, with the cops, everything. You're invisible to the rest of the world.
Don't fade away. Don't fade away.
I think this is about to turn into something.
Who's this guy?
Good morning.
Hey.
Y'all remember me?
Yeah.
You drove your bus yesterday?
That's right.
How y'all doing? I'm not a bus driver. I'm the director of public affairs for the Midnight Mission. After graduating from one of the best colleges on the West Coast, I went on a 17-year-old trip and I ended up flat on my back down here on Skid Row. And thanks to the charitable work of that organization and a lot of really good people, my life has turned around. You only had 24 hours, but I'm hoping you had an experience that will inspire you, that will empower you, to speak change into things. Your topic is charity. Speak it well. What's up, man?
We leave our carports, I guess.
I think we were the real recipients of the gifts in this journey as they gave to us a clearer insight about what's really going on out there.
Thank you so much.
It makes you appreciate your life more. You know, just having the simplest things in life definitely is a blessing.
It tells me that this can happen to you, this can happen to me in a moment's time.
Don't fade away. Don't fade away.
Welcome back. It's almost time for our finalist speeches, but first, to provide guidance for our speakers and our voting audience, we have two expert analysts. Please welcome Richard Green and Bobby Schuller. They're professionals in the speaking world and will critique each finalist's speech. Richard, how are you?
Good. It's great to be here, Tim.
How important is public speaking?
You know, it's one of the things that defines human beings. It's something that we don't teach enough, we don't take seriously enough. It's a lost art and science, and these 10 people, what they're doing, I think, is extraordinarily important for the soul of our country.
Thanks, Richard. Our second analyst is Bobby Schuller. Now, Bobby, I know you're a leader at the gathering in Orange County at the Crystal Cathedral.
That's right.
What do you think is the greatest skill a good speaker should have?
I would say authenticity, and it's somebody that speaks with true fullness from the deepest part of their hearts. That's a great speaker, somebody like that.
Thanks, Bobby. Okay, we've met our finalists. We've seen them spend 24 hours on the street. Now is the moment when they will translate that experience into meaningful words. They will have 2 minutes to move you. The topic tonight is charity, and remember, audience, their dreams are in your hands. Tonight's first speaker is a poet who recently became a father for the first time.
I had my first son this year. He's my new beginning. Ain't that right? The Bible says the children are rewarded in the gift from God. If he gave me a gift and a reward, that means to whom much is given, much is required. There's something I have to do. And right now he's saying, get out here and share my word with the people. And that's what I have to do.
Please welcome Cornelius C. Flowers.
Charity. What do you give to someone who actually has everything that you want? But you don't notice it because you're so busy trying to give them what they're trying to avoid. Their void is not what you think it is. Nor is the reason that they are where they are what you think it is. But that's where we go wrong with charity. There are disparities in our awareness that tear away at the very crux of the issue. And I've issued this mandate to my situation that states that I will no longer pacify nor patronize victims of crimes against humanity. So how dare I possess the vanity to compare this homeless man's life against mine, which is not comparable, because he'd rather I be changed and not charitable. My benevolence has no relevance when to this man it means nothing but what I can put in his hands. But for his sorrow, I'll just be here today and gone tomorrow. Gone to borrow more money that I can't pay back so that I can live in this suburb of this great city that will collect my taxes and make sure that he and his pity will just stay back far enough so that if I want to, I can go see him. Hell, if I want to, I can go be him for a day or so that he'll know what homelessness really looks like. Because what it really looks like to me is unity. Those outsiders, they really look like a community. And if that saying is true, home is where the heart is, then we've got some talking to do, you and me. There's an old saying, happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. And that sounds like living to me, because charity is not what I can do for this homeless man. Charity is what he can do for me.
I love your flow. I love your flow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bobby.
Right? Cornelius, man, you're so good at this. I could take you and put you on a CD and listen to you on my car on my way to work when I'm bummed out because you're that inspiring. You did a great job, man. Thank you.
Richard?
You know that you landed because there were oohs and ahs coming in, but the thing that's so cool is it's not just the rhythm and the music and the art that you have. The substance is powerful. I want to hear that 5 or 6 times so I can really fully understand it.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Next is a speaker who loves surfing and also enjoys speaking in front of school kids.
My message is to give people the tools that they need to reach what they define as success. You have to dream bigger than you are today, succeed in life, and cruise into the real world with style.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kent Healy.
I have a question for you guys. What happens when you run out of milk? You can go to the store, you get some more. But tell me, what do you do when you run out of hope? And you see, that requires some special treatment. And there's nothing more tragic than the sight of another fellow human being with an amputated spirit. We've had the opportunity to spend 24 hours on the streets with some of the homeless in their community. One person in particular was Jim. And we sat down with Jim and he shared with me his frustrations. He also shared his aspirations. But it wasn't until I said, Jim, you know what? It's never too late to become who you're meant to be. And when I said that, it's like he saw a ghost. And then tears started coming down his cheeks. And I said, sure, Jim could have used some money. But what he really needed was somebody just to sit down with him, somebody to give him some respect and some love and some hope. And the best news is that we don't need to have a degree to give somebody hope. All we need to do is open our hearts and pour out and let somebody know that we care. And like my family always says, never look down on anyone unless you're helping them up.
That's an awesome spin on charity. Really good. Bobby?
Yeah, sounds like you had a pretty moving experience. I loved it. You did a great job. Thanks.
Richard?
You look at your eyes right now. That's what this is about. This really touched you. It got to you, and as a result, it got to us. Good job.
Don't go away. The messengers will be right back. We're back on The Messengers. Our next speaker regards her mother as her greatest blessing in life.
My number one inspiration is my mother. My mother and I have a nonprofit organization called Single Parent Connection. And out of her pain and struggle as a single parent, we now reach out to other single parents to help them elevate their lives and the lives of their children. We can all make a difference. I think that's what we're charged to do. That's why we're here.
Please welcome Danae Badio.
We're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed. We don't deserve it, and yet we are blessed. That song has been on my heart ever since I visited Skid Row. And of course, that journey reminded me that I am abundantly, abundantly blessed. Back in Atlanta, I actually work with the homeless daily. But I realized that more is required of me than my 8 hours of work. Because you see, real charity is more than what you give. It's how you live. I'll share the message with you that I received from my family that I saw in the faces of those that I met on Skid Row. They said to me, see me, hear me, respect me. And don't think that you're better than me simply because you're blessed with different circumstances than me. Because you are blessed, remember this. Charity is about more than what you give. It is how you love. It is how you live. And in this day and time, more is required from each and every one of us. Are you ready for the challenge?
Janae, I think I'm ready.
You ready?
You have a beautiful voice,
Thank
too.
you.
What a way to come out. Let's see what our panelists have to think. Bobby? Hey, it was focused, it was tight, it was together. You did a great job.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thanks, Bobby. Richard?
Wow, you know, in the first millisecond, you owned this room. Every single word has a flavor to it, has a rhythm to it, and you captured it. Beautiful job.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you.
The next finalist is a self-described truth seeker who also enjoys playing the didgeridoo.
If you want to fully engage life, you need to face up to death. If you knew that the person you love only had 5 years or 10 years, would you keep around?
Please give him a warm welcome, Floyd Nolan.
Okay. I don't have much time here. And that's mostly because I really have to go pee. Okay, so let me get right to it. Charity is the topic, all right? And I'm really not the poster boy for charity. I try to do what I can, but really, I'm not coming anywhere near meeting my potential for the way I could help people. I'm gonna change. Will you guys change with me? Will you try to give a little bit more too? Because honestly, I can't do this by myself, and I don't know. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah or nay? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, well, charity starts out right now. I need some love. Can you give me a hand or something? Everybody, please. Thank you, thank you. I love you guys, really. I'm gonna do everything I can, all right? And I don't know, I'm just a normal, stupid human being, so please, thank you for just listening to me.
Floyd is a very sincere approach.
Thanks, give me a hug, man.
Here, have a hug, Floyd. All right, man. Let's go to our panelists. Richard.
You called that a speech? I mean, I've never heard someone start off a speech saying, I need to go pee. I don't think there was enough substance. I didn't like it.
Thanks, Richard. Bobby?
Floyd, first of all, man, this is cool that you could come out here, break the mold of what kind of everybody's doing. You need a little bit of work. I'm sorry. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
Don't go away. The messengers will be right back. Welcome back. Our next speaker is a pastor who has helped with humanitarian efforts in the Gulf region.
We're involved in missions projects all over the world, really, and we've been real blessed recently to go down to Mississippi and Louisiana and take care of some folks down there. We've worked with one church in particular down there and several neighborhoods. There's a Latino neighborhood that we got involved with, and just taking some good things down so they can make it through this hard time.
Give it up for Robert Rutherford.
Hey, I'm Robert Rutherford, and if you think that's a hard name, look at this one, Publius Terentius Afar. Born in 185 BC, a Roman playwright. This guy, you probably don't know much about his work, but I bet you've quoted him before. He's the one who said charity begins at home, but it doesn't have to end there. 24 years I've worked in charitable organizations, but this year, this week, I spent 24 hours on the streets as a homeless man, and I learned some things. As I stood in line waiting for our supper, I knew that 1 million people are homeless in America and 200,000 of them are children that have no place to lay every night. But I didn't know their names or their faces quite as well as I do now. I didn't know Tex or Big Country or Fast Eddie or Lenny the Loser. I didn't know the little woman that I met in front of LAPD who was asleep on the sidewalk. She woke up when we walked by and I said, "Hey, honey, what's your name?" She looked up, beautiful eyes, bright smile, no legs. She said, "My name's Hope," and that's the only hope I got. You know, charity begins at home, but it doesn't have to end there. Jesus, the Savior of the world, homeless, no place to lay his head, but he made a difference everywhere he went. And you can make a difference everywhere you go. Think about that and understand that God's put a gift inside of you. Give them a gift. And don't just give a gift, be a gift. Charity begins at home, but it doesn't have to end there. Thank you.
Very cool references. Very cool. Bobby.
First of all, it's so hard to critique all of you guys because all of you are doing such a good job. And so really, I don't know if I have anything to say other than this. Good job, man.
Thanks, Bobby. Richard?
Yeah, you knock me out, man. You do. You are the real deal. And your presence, your honesty, your just being who you are is so abundantly clear. Brilliant stuff, dude. Brilliant stuff.
You've seen 5 messengers. Let's take a quick look at the next 3. Moved by his experience on Skid Row, Iman Mafi came through with a heartfelt message.
We human beings are programmed with the ability to feel the pain and suffering of another human being. And isn't it a blessing that oftentimes the person who's giving is actually the person who benefits more from the interaction than the recipient does?
I loved how many times you put your hand on your heart. That always signifies that someone is really touched into themselves.
Iman, my only critique is this. Project your voice.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bobby. Zahava Zadoff felt at home on the streets, and equally so on the stage.
I implore us, not me, not you, but us, to stop giving charity, to stop feeling charitable, to stop feeling pity, and to start feeling love.
Karen Michael got an A for effort, but her attempt to engage the audience fell a little short of the mark.
Say hello. Go ahead, say hello. Say your name, introduce yourself.
Karen, I've seen a lot of speeches, and I've never seen anyone have the courage to actually, in the middle of their own speech, have people do a little social meet and greet. I'm going, oh my God, this is gonna bomb, and I think it did.
8 speeches have been heard. Stick around for the last 2 when the Messengers returns. Welcome back. This next speaker tours the country performing famous speeches from the past and relates them to the present.
Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. My job on this earth is to inspire. We can't wait for another Dr. Martin Luther King or John F. Kennedy. Stand up for righteousness. We are the role models ourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Daryl Van Leer.
My topic, charity for change. And I'm dressed this way because this is no time to be fancy. I just spent 24 hours on Skid Row. Downtown Los Angeles, Skid Row. Researchers show that 30 times the bacterial contamination of raw sewage. Skid Row, 50 blocks. Skid Row, the home for more than 11,000 homeless victims. So the Messenger's plan was to see how life would be at Hell's Alley, the worst of the worst. But 24 hours is not enough time. So I broke camp, I skipped my meal, I skipped my sleep, I skipped my warmth, and I felt the chill as I slithered from gutter to gutter. And while I was there, I saw this short, black militant man, who had 2 master's degrees and worked at the university, but he had fallen through the cracks. And then I saw this tall, bronze man with silver hair who worked 10 years for the city of Los Angeles, but he had fallen through the cracks. And then I saw this real charming man. This real charming man who had been swept away by 2 great women by the name of Katrina and Rita, and he had fallen through the cracks. You see, this involves everybody, because it can happen to you.
John Donne, the great poet, quoted, "No man is an island entirely of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent. And every man's death diminishes me because I'm involved in mankind." Or if the rest of the world could see the charity that is needed and could bring about a change, because I too am involved in mankind.
Dynamic, my man. Dynamic. Richard.
Wow. I am such a fan of Dr. King. It is such an extraordinary thing to have a human being who can even come close to replicating the energy and the power and the depth and the authenticity. What a gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Bobby. Daryl, I have to say, you really did it. And you did it in such a way that I think that a lot of these people here could follow you wherever you're going and believe in you. I would. Great job. Thanks, guys. Our last speaker loves to dance and lists having her daughter as one of her greatest accomplishments.
I'm a preacher's kid and was raised in little country churches in Alabama. Very strict family, and so I was definitely a little rebellious. So many people are really hungry for spirituality, but they feel that they don't fit what they've been told is the Christian way. And so I'm here to tell them that it's already in them as they are, and that they just need to listen to it.
Here's Angelica Osborne.
Well, hello. G.J. Holland said that God gives every bird its food, but he doesn't throw it in their nest. Now, we all know this is true because we work hard for our money, and rightly so. But I just want you to think, if you came from a home where you had been neglected, despised, abused, and sodomized, and drugged by the people who loved you, who and where would you be today? Now, if it's hard for you to imagine that, then that's good. That means you were privileged and loved. And so was I. But these are all true stories that were told to me by people on the streets. Now, I'm not trying to say that every single beggar is this situation, because that's not the case. But I'll tell you right now, a lot of them are. And how do you know the difference? And do you really want to take the chance of ignoring the one who was? We can't save every person. And we sure can't afford to give to every needy soul. But we can give them a smile that says, you have sacred worth. When I lived in New York City, I was astounded by the amount of homeless people there. You couldn't walk out of McDonald's without some guy in 7 coats holding a cup of change. And I had to give myself a rule that said one person a day. I was only going to give one person a day my money, unless they had talent, and then I made an exception. So one day, it's Christmas, I'm in Penn Station, I'm running to catch the R train, and that's like a salmon going upstream, honey, if you ever been there. And I see all the people up around the corner, and they're falling, and they're tripping, and they're cussing, and they're all pissed off. And as soon as I turned this corner, I almost ran into this elderly black lady with matted hair and a dirty purple sweatshirt and a handheld keyboard. And she was singing, "Good King Wenceslas looked out on the eve of Stephen." And she didn't even know everyone was pissed off at her. And I just thought that was so awesome. So I took out a $5 bill and I placed it in her hand, and I was laughing. And when she saw that $5 bill, she grabbed my hand and she picked up a dirty, stinky body odor rose and gave it to me. And I was so moved to tears because she gave me the only thing that she had to give to show me her gratitude. So actually, I thought I was doing something for her, but I received the charity.
Angelica. You're so sweet.
Oh, stop it,
So
Sean.
Bobby. Angelica, I have to say, I really enjoyed what you had to say. You were funny, you were real. I see the spiritual behind the words. Thanks, Bobby. Richard?
What gets me about you, Angelica, is that you're so willing to just be yourself. And that yourself is so connected to other human beings and other realities that when you're singing that song or you're replaying a conversation, we feel that we're there. you take us with you wherever you go, and it's a very cool place.
Terrific job. Okay, audience. You've seen our finalist speeches. You've heard from our analysts. Now it's time to vote. I want you guys to vote for the speaker that moved you and touched your heart and did it better than the other 9. We're going to take a short break. Don't go away. You're watching The Messengers. The votes are in, and our speakers are anxiously awaiting. It's time to see who will advance and who has to go. Everybody, I want to start by saying I think you all did a tremendous job tonight, and you all deserve a huge round of applause. Robert Rutherford, step forward, please. Robert, did you feel confident in your speech tonight?
No. I was a little nervous.
Just a little nervous?
Yeah, but confident.
Good, because the audience gave you the most votes. You're advancing. That's good. Go back with your messengers, Robert. Karen, please step forward. Floyd, would you also please step forward? Good job, guys. Bobby, what would you like to share with Karen?
Karen, you know you started out strong, but I noticed that as you went on, you started to lack a little bit of content and veered from the topic that you were trying to focus on. I think next time it would really, really help you if you took one topic, one idea, and focused on getting that message across.
Thank you.
Richard, what would you like to say to Floyd?
Floyd, I loved your courage, your authenticity, you're willing to take a risk, but you've got to understand that when you go that far outside of what people are expecting, you run a risk. And I don't think there was enough substance, and I think that may have hurt you.
Karen,
Yes.
do you think that Bobby's criticism helped you tonight?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to hear it because you're going to advance. Floyd, I'm sorry, you're the first one to be voted off the Messengers. You can still give hugs, Floyd. We saw 10 amazing speakers tonight. 9 of them will advance. Join us next time as the journey continues here on The Messengers. I'd like to thank Bobby Schuller, Richard Green, I'm Tim Bader, and good night.
I was kind of trying to do just a genuine communication type thing, which is a crapshoot. I'm not exactly sure that everybody's ready for that kind of thing. And even though I think that's probably the direction to go in, and maybe what my job is, it doesn't guarantee any kind of success or victory on a contest show that's